On. Recording.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
It's Jamie, the Gut Goddess.
And Daniel, the man about town.
Man about town. Oh, we need a jingle.
We do need a
when
jingle.
you say man about town.
I'll work on that.
Man about town. Has to be very 80s. You need like an 80s jingle.
I could do that. A little synth pop. Cool.
So we got haircuts for you.
Yep.
We're rocking our grays, our silvers, which is one of my favorite things about being 40s.
More silver over here. Yes. Okay.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah, I like my silver for the most part.
I like that we're both wearing gray.
Oh yeah, we didn't even plan that.
No,
not at all. That's awesome.
All right. Okay, so we wanted to do a recap from last week. We were talking about the lunar cycle and the female cycle and all that jazz.
And I have a gym story for everybody.
Gym story.
So this week in the gym, a friend of mine was saying, "Hey man, I saw you on the podcast, really, really funny." And he said, and he was telling me, "Yeah, it's really cool." So my girlfriend is right now in the luteal stage, right? So she's like right before her cycle starts. And it was exactly like you said, like it was this total switch of last week. She was all like, lovey-dovey and wanting to, get with me and everything. But then this week I went over there and I didn't do anything different except instead of, when I walked in the door, she was all happy to see me. It was I could just tell kind of like the energy was a little different. And like, for instance, when I kissed her, she didn't want to French kiss me, And then like I took her to dinner and we had this great discussion and everything seemed going cool. But then when I got her into bed, it was sort of like, I was trying to put the moves on her, but it was not working at all, right? Like I was doing what I normally did, but like, when I would try to kiss her,
And we're sure he didn't do something wrong.
I don't know.
Because you weren't like,
I wasn't there.
Like, hey dude, did you do, that's the difference where a woman would be like, what did you do wrong?
Right. And to TBH, I have no idea. This guy, he's kind of a dude, as opposed to more of a sensitive dude.
Okay.
But he's been dating this girl for, 2 years. And
well, it's cool that he noticed, though, that he listened to the podcast and noticed. And what I think is funny is that you said moodial.
What?
Because it's luteal.
Luteal, got it. Okay, luteal. Well, I know all I remembered was that you're not supposed to call it the PMS period, right?
Right, but it's funny because you you guys associated moody,
right,
with the luteal.
Okay, because I think I'm just going to call it the luteal phase. Because it's better than calling it the PMS phase, right?
I think you just started a thing.
Okay.
All of a sudden it's going to be #moodial.
#moodial. All right. Start here first.
Which I don't know if I feel great about that, but it's, at least as long as the guys are paying attention.
Totally. And what I thought what was also good about this story was that the guy, instead of trying to like push it or getting all butthurt, because his girl didn't want to get with him, he was like, you know what, man, I just backed off. We cuddled, we watched Ancient Aliens, and it was all good.
Ancient Aliens, that is always just to come together. Let's cuddle.
Oh yeah.
Everything's gonna be okay.
No, I totally agree. Giorgio Tsoukalos, man.
Is that show still in production? Because I haven't seen it. I don't really watch TV anymore, and I wish I did, but I don't. So is that show still in production?
It's possible. There's 14 seasons of that thing.
So what is?
And they keep. It seems like.
Are you watching new ones?
No, it's still kind of the same formula where it's okay, we do some sort of variation on the pyramids, some sort of variation on the Nazca lines, and they try to take it from a different perspective, but there's only so many of these supernatural sites around the world, right?
Well, speaking of aliens.
Yeah. Over my shoulder.
I don't know if you guys see this.
You see the face sucker? And
No, it's the mama.
And the mama.
The
There's the
mama.
mama.
And the baby.
And the baby. Right? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got this old black and white theme going on today.
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
2018.
Good times.
Oh, that was good times.
We
should post a picture.
We should. She was a stormtrooper.
No, I wasn't.
No? I was a stormtrooper. That's right.
I was a modern Leia.
That's right.
I was like a really modern Leia.
The lights are going dim already.
Yeah,
I'm only 45.
Okay.
The lights are dim.
That's okay because we're working on anti-aging.
We are.
We're working on turning back the clock, turning back time actually, for about 4 years.
Is that when we started? I feel like I started taking Elysium.
Well, no, but
2017.
I've been back in Colorado for 4 years.
Oh, right. That's true. But I think personally, though, I started taking Elysium about 3 years ago. Okay,
so my recommendations, he started following 3 years ago.
Right.
And we should do some before and after pics of both of us.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it's not 4 years ago. It's like 12 years ago.
Totally.
I started working on anti-aging like 12 years ago.
But I did post that one picture. Was it the Gut Goddess website? Or
it was
Trust
on
Your Gut?
Gut Goddess Facebook, and our group is called Trust Your Gut. And you did post some.
If you go to Trust Your Gut, you can see my before-after picture before I started working out and after.
Yeah.
It's pretty dramatic. I'm really proud of it.
But it's not just working out.
No, it's not just working out. But
it was mindset. Working out.
It was Elysium. It was the collagen, the bulletproof collagen protein.
It was all of the things I told you to do.
Right. And it was all the new multivitamin and the resveratrol and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Elysium has a new product out that we have to get.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Elysium, if you guys want to send some, we'll test it and talk about it.
Yes, you definitely will.
Been on the Elysium kick for a while. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into what we're going to do today.
Okay.
So 2 days ago, I posted some videos about just kind of geeking out on some of my favorite books right now. I think I talked about like maybe 12 books, even though I have, I don't know, boxes and hundreds of books. Like I need like a whole wall library with a ladder and everything. But we're just going to pick a couple. Daniel's actually brought one of his books that he said, "Ooh, I'm reading this." And I'm like, "Yes, that sounds really cool." Yeah. And we're going to just do that. And then I'm going to talk about a couple. We're going to like kind of pick some random things and share, which I think will be funny and informative. But before you get into your book, I wanted to just give some backstory to you guys about, 20 years ago, friendship started?
1998. I think it was 20. Was that 20? 22?
It's 2020. No,
20,
it's not. So 20 to 22
20 plus,
years ago.
20 plus years ago.
We became friends.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we said we were going to do back then that honestly we've never done, we're still working towards, is going to like take martial arts together and like some sort of kung fu or ninjutsu or, you know. So we've always had this just like really like long-standing kind of passion of talking about doing this and not doing it. But our first step to doing it was to get in shape.
Totally.
Here comes the cat.
Okay, that's okay.
Oh. Hey, cat.
Luckily, I think she's just messing with yours, not with mine.
Okay, so yeah, she doesn't like the way you smell like dog.
Right.
All right. So, anyways, I think that was my first step. Is I wanted to get in shape, like mindful practice and physical practice, before I started with the martial arts, because I wanted to be like amazing at it.
Totally.
So I feel like we've been doing that.
And I started boxing a little under 2 years ago. So same kind of thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've been seeing a personal trainer this year.
Sam Lucio.
Yes.
Shout out.
Which we're going to interview him.
Yes, definitely.
He's coming on. He's
Absolutely.
great. He's amazing.
Yeah.
So, okay. So anyways, the whole point of that is we're going to do the martial arts thing. It's out into the world. We put it into the universe. Here she comes. We put it into the universe. She must see a squirrel or that damn black cat, Oliver. Fucking Oliver. This cat comes up and I have like claw marks on my leg
Wait. How did Oliver
You
get
didn't see
inside?
this?
How did Oliver get
Look at
inside?
this.
Oh, Jesus.
I know.
How did
good
Oliver
thing I
get
don't care about the
inside?
story. He did. He comes up to the window and she's like, "Rrr!" And then I'm like, TV, back down. And she's like,
Do you think it's a?
Yes, I'm talking about you.
Do you think
Sorry, my cat is like right there.
think he's an alley cat or somebody's
I don't know,
house cat?
But she has his collar.
Oh.
Somehow it was outside and then it was somehow in my house.
Oh.
She doesn't go outside. I don't know. And then it was in my house and now she carries it around in her mouth. All right, anyway, we're way off topic. Okay, so to the books.
Okay, got it. To the books.
So you tell me about your book and what's so cool about it.
So this book, The Book of Five Rings, this was a book about, I feel like I'm in 5th grade doing a book report.
Do you know I got through school without ever having to do a book report? #Florida.
Oh man, Florida. Jeez. No, I did lots of book reports.
Yeah, I just got out of it.
So hopefully I pronounced this correctly. Miyamoto Musashi was a master swordsman of the 16th century Japan.
He was in Westworld.
Was he?
I feel like that's the Westworld character.
It's totally possible.
Miyamoto. Or maybe he was, or maybe it was like crafted. Anyway.
Maya, is it Miyamoto? Miyamoto? Musashi. We'll just call him Musashi. So
we're calling it Moodio.
So, and as maybe some of you viewers know, the 16th century Japan was a period of kind of chaos, and that was the samurai period. Samurais were still kind of doing their thing. They were kind of on the decline, but so you tended to have a lot of what were called Ronin. You had a lot of Ronin that was they were masterless samurai who would kind of go around the country, basically looking to get into fights to prove they were awesome, so that maybe they could get accepted into one of the clans at the time. So in this period, Musashi, right? So during this period, Musashi, he kind of grew to renown, and he was totally legendary because he kept winning fights over and over again. And he basically just kind of went around and he was always just trying to find like the baddest dude in every little town, right? He's like, I want to fight you. I'm ready to fight. I'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, right? And he sort of made his, he became famous because his sword fighting technique was not it was non-standard, for lack of a better word, and also a lot of times he would use 2 swords instead of 1. So the most famous fight of Musashi was towards the end of his career, where he sort of beat this master swordsman sort of kind of through trickery. But anyway, so he eventually started his own school, like much later in life, like in his late 50s, early 60s.
This has a very Ip Man 3 feel.
Definitely different time period, but
yeah, but that's what kind of happened in Ip Man 3.
Well, maybe that, and it could be also that's sort of what does happen.
Have you watched 4 yet?
I have not watched 4
What
yet.
are you waiting for?
I don't know. I was waiting to watch it with somebody that wants to watch it with me. Okay, well maybe we can watch it sometime. Okay, so so he established a school like later in life, and to try and teach people what he knew. And so this book, the Book of the Five Rings, is kind of him trying to put into sort of words or scrolls his knowledge, right? And he finished it really kind of almost very close to the time that he died. And so without getting into too much detail, because I'm kind of was reading it because to give me sort of insight. I've been getting really heavy into boxing. I have a boxing match coming up in Vegas at the end of October, and so
promote it.
What? Yeah. It's anyway, so I've been kind of getting more into sort of the mindset of boxing, not just like the physicality of how to do it. And this book isn't specifically about martial arts, it's more about swordsmanship, but there's a lot of parallels.
Lessons.
There's a lot of parallels between that you can, take from the swordsman stuff to boxing.
Or life.
or life, exactly. You know, and that's kind of where I left that comment on your
I think
Insta.
you should fight this guy.
And it's broken up into 5 scrolls: earth, fire, water, wind, and ether.
Can you give us each scroll how it translates to a life lesson? On the spot.
I don't know, Mrs. Trevathan. I don't know if I'm that prepared.
Okay.
But it's they like it, a lot of, you know. Let's see. Okay, for instance, the wind scroll.
Okay.
Is all about going with the flow, not fighting against your opponent, letting your opponent make mistakes that you capitalize on.
Okay.
Right. And so it's a lot of stuff like that.
What about the earth scroll?
Okay, well, it's right there. The way of combat strategy. Okay, let's see.
Denotes the samurai's way of life and social obligations.
Yeah.
The earth. So that's kind of like, I would take that as being very grounded.
Right. You know, you want to be a poet and a fighter.
Oh.
You know.
How does that actually go, though? That's actually a saying.
What?
That's a warrior saying. There's actually a saying that's not just a poet and a fighter.
Well, you want to develop the aesthetics. You want to develop, you know, your mind. You know,
but there's actually a saying. Here, you keep going. I'm gonna look up the saying because I got to get it.
Okay, she's gonna look up the thing.
So
I'm actually just about done with my book report, but it's and yeah, like I said, there's I would say, I don't know, 50% of the book is specifically, you know, hold your sword like this and practice this move 1,000 times and stuff like that. And then peppered throughout are these little nuggets of wisdom about how to live your life. And you know, like for instance, he says, you know, one good swordsman can beat 100 bad swordsmen. You know, and stuff like that. And
that's what they do in the movies.
Right, what's that?
That's what they do in the movies.
Well, I know. And you know, and he shows you techniques on, if you're fighting against 10 guys, this is how you do it. But anyway, so.
Are you gonna get a sword?
And
try this out?
Probably not. I've kind of just been using it, translating into my boxing, because one of my issues right now with boxing is that when I'm sparring, I tend to kind of like ramp up and get like excited and aggressive, and however that doesn't help you really. I mean, it helps you for the moment when you're actually, you know, punching, but once you've done your combination or whatever, you have to immediately go from 60 to 0 as far as your mind. You have to sort of relax immediately. Otherwise, you make mistakes. And so that's kind of what I've been working on in my boxing, especially in my sparring, is being able to, you know, step in, do my combinations, and then immediately relax and step out and calm my mind, you know, cool. lower my heart rate. And so some of and he touches on some of this stuff in here. And again, it's that whole idea of being a warrior and a poet. And if you can kind of engage the poet while you're fighting, it helps you. You don't just go into the ring and think, all right, I got all these moves that I'm going to do, and I'm going to beat up my opponent. You think, oh, I got to watch my opponent. What's he going to do? You have to see what he's doing, and then base your strategy off of what he does. And that, you know, the Musashi book is kind of helping me with that.
I love that. So. Well, I'm going to give you homework.
Oh no. Oh God.
So I want you to write out the 5 scrolls and then like the best lesson. Okay. That can be translated to a life lesson that I could like use in something.
All right.
That's the gut goddess.
I can do that. No, that'll help me too.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll help me solidify for my training.
On the group.
Okay.
But
cool.
That's actually interesting that you said that, because I was thinking about my ninja book, which I was going to share, but then I thought, I don't know. But it actually helps me understand, because they call it mind manipulation, but really it's not. Like I think that they didn't really know how to describe it before. So instead of mind manipulation, it's really like understanding your opponent's mindset.
Which is just like, absolutely.
So it gives you tricks on that, but so it's really like going deeper at like how can you look into kind of their filter of what they're thinking, where they're coming from to predict maybe their next move.
And that also applies, not that your relationship with your partner is necessarily adversarial, but if, you want to think about what's going on with them,
Look at you.
Absolutely.
That's actually so true.
Right?
Yes. Okay. So my first book is this one. What's your poo telling you?
Oh, good. Okay. I've been paying attention to my poo this week.
I can't wait.
Okay.
You guys, I know this is weird, but I love talking about poo. One of the things that's in here is actually called it's poophoria, which I knew about poophoria.
Is that like when you take just the best dump and you just feel like, oh, that was so cleansing, so satisfying?
Yes.
It's been a while since I've had poophoria. I know. I don't know what it is.
Well, okay, so the reason I had major poophoria, which I didn't like, I made that word. I thought I made the word up. I did not make the word up. It was in the book. But before I got this book, I was like, I have that. Like so you actually like release like dopamine.
Really?
Yeah, because there's like a sphincter thing that happens.
Oh, is that kind of like why anal sex feels good for some women?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, there is a thing that happens there.
Yeah.
So okay. Anyways, part of my health history and health journey is that I had major food sensitivities even as a child, and that we didn't know, and so I was constantly constipated, and that was my normal. Like growing up as a kid, I think your parents, they're like, what are you doing in the bathroom? Are you brushing your teeth? Are you taking a shower? Are you washing your hair? But they're not like, are you taking a number 2 every day? I mean, maybe your parents do.
They were just concerned that I was masturbating. They were never concerned. They were never concerned that I was like taking too long of a poo.
Yeah. So I just don't think that was always a thing, and it's not their fault. Like, I think it's just, you just assume that the kids are, pooping. So like we're eating and excreting.
Right. No. Well, my concern with my son is that he doesn't always use a lot of toilet paper.
Oh,
so I've had to kind of talk to him about that. I'm like, look, it's okay. You don't have to conserve toilet paper.
Shortage.
Right? It's totally fine. And this was long before COVID. But yeah.
Okay.
He definitely.
Maybe you're buying just the super awesome toilet paper, so he's like, I want to recycle. Like, I don't want to harm the planet. I'm just going to use 2 sheets.
I try to get the stuff that's septic friendly.
Okay.
It's because it's thinner and cheaper and. But anyway.
So speaking of toilet paper, the roll.
Okay.
Over, under.
Over. I mean, that's what I do. I don't know what the correct way is, but I do over.
Well, I think there's a lot of debate on this.
Oh,
there's like a whole Netflix show about it.
I think over.
Kind of weird.
I think over.
I think it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
So I don't care, but I actually like it under, but I don't care. It's like it's not gonna ruin my day. It's not gonna.
When I'm in my friend's house, I don't switch it if it's under.
Yeah, I know people who do. I actually know someone who shall not be named.
I know who it is.
Who would get extremely mad at me, and I'm like, dude, but life is too short to give 2 shits about the way the toilet paper is on the freaking thing. Like, if this is working you up, like, use that somewhere else and just
channel that.
Okay, but anyway, what's your food telling you? Okay, so back to my health story. So I was definitely problematic in the bathroom. Like, so, and this went on. So this was like childhood. It just kind of became my new normal. And that's part of what created like a really toxic environment and encouraged me to become a nutritionist, because I mean, it just got to the point where I was I was always in pain. I mean, I would only go maybe once or twice a week. And when I did, it was, it was constipation. So it was like little pellets. Like I never
Totally.
had, I don't think I ever had a full on perfectly formed like poop until
Right.
I was in my 30s.
Well, I was going to say, like, I remember you telling me about how it also affected your relationships
It did.
and dating and all of that,
Well,
right?
definitely, totally.
Yeah,
Like, when, yeah, I mean, I was always gassy because I was
totally.
always
You
clogged
felt like,
up.
yeah,
And so I remember, and this is part of me wanting to help people not have to go through this because it's so embarrassing. Like, I remember feeling like at work, I would have to, all of a sudden go to the back room to grab something, but really I would just go back there to like toot. Or I would be on a date or with a partner or
mhm,
something, and I would be like scared, like what if I have gas? Or I mean, I knew not what
yeah.
if, when
When,
when
yeah,
and it was not cute. It was not fun. I
yeah,
felt like I had to turn down invitations to do things. I mean, it was just horrible. But
yeah.
not only that, I could tell that it was affecting my brain. I could tell that it was affecting my energy. And I just felt toxic because I was. And so when I started going to a holistic nutrition school and I started recognizing like all of those things, and how to fix it, and I did. And part of that was getting seeing a functional doctor and getting the lab test to find out this whole array of lab tests to find out I had all these food sensitivities. And when I started to eliminate them and heal my gut, guess what? I started pooping.
And
And
that
the
was when
first,
Pooforia
yes.
happens.
And so when I had my first like real poop, I was like, ah. Like I actually remember this. Like I remember it. Like I remember being in the bathroom and being like, what was that? And like standing, I mean, wiping, and then standing, and then standing up and looking in the toilet and being so proud. I was so proud and I was so excited. I think I called like a lot of people and told them, and they were like, why are you telling me this? And I'm like, can't you just be excited for me? So anyway, it's a thing. And so now
I'm honestly, after you told me that story, I now am proud of my good
proud
poops.
poop, I call them
Yeah.
proud poops.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So you said you've been monitoring yours?
Yeah. So okay, I mean, and I definitely know about the pellets. Like I know why that happens.
Mhm.
So I only had that once this week, but I was actually really surprised because that's usually not my problem because I usually drink tons of water, like easily 64
But
ounce.
just so you know, even if you drink water, you can still have that because you're eating something that you're sensitive to. It's not just about the water. It's a food sensitivity.
Oh.
Like you're having problems digesting.
Oh, okay.
It's not just dehydration.
Weird. I wonder what that was then.
Okay, well anyway.
Oh, okay. So, but then the other, so, but it was weird. Like, so I believe it was Wednesday. I think Wednesday was my pellet poo. And then but then, like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Yeah. And last night, let's see, this morning was a little better. Not Pooforia was a little better, but no, it's narrow and it's a little softer than normal. More, not quite Go-Gurt, but like this side of Go-Gurt.
Go-Gurt.
I mean, Go-Gurt. But I think the color is good. It's not as firm as I think it's supposed to be.
Okay.
But the color is a nice light brown, light to dark. I mean, not, you know what I mean? And really, and the
color is important.
Totally. Yeah. Like I remember the poo chart that you posted a while back.
Yeah.
And even my pellets weren't super dark. So I knew that. I think is it when they're super dark, that's like a dehydration thing, or no?
Well, if you're having pellets, that's definitely that's a dehydration as well as.
Oh, even if they're like the sort of the normal brown.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of reasons that can.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. The only thing I can think of is that I basically spent, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was eating leftovers from the Italian brunch. So it was like, fig jam, dried sausage, mozzarella, manchego, limoncello. Well, no, the seaweed crackers. Who's the seaweed crackers?
I don't know. We're not gonna.
Okay. Sorry. Off topic. Sorry.
Okay.
Poo.
So here's a nugget of information from this book. That's great. Ancient Egyptian tombs had special toilet chambers for the pharaohs to use on their way to the afterlife.
Whoa.
Let's call ancient aliens right now.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing about the Pooforia is, so it's basically like a vagus nerve fire.
Okay.
And so, it is this elimination feeling which you are doing physically, which is great, and you're getting stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But I also posted a post about taking a mental dump.
Oh.
Did you see that one?
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah. Now you said that.
So that's actually also just as important, because you're eliminating the other brain toxins. I mean, we can get mentally constipated just like we can get,
How would you, okay, so I remember that post, but I remember thinking, that's a nice idea, but like is that like something you would do with like meditation, or how would you
actually, I was telling somebody that I work with about it, and he was having like a really bad day. He's like, I'm gonna go do that right now. And he did, and he sent me a picture of him burning the paper. And I posted that. So basically taking a mental dump is like, you take all of negativity or all the stressors that you have in that day. It's like, so you should take a mental dump daily, just like you take a physical dump daily.
Totally, right.
So anyway, you write down everything, and then get it out, all the negativity, the stress, like whatever you're possibly holding on, angry about.
Okay.
And then you rip it up, and really burning it is best, but even just the act of like ripping it out of a notebook and ripping it up and just getting it away from you, it's like you're eliminating that. And he said that when he burned it helped. Yeah, he was like, awesome. I was just watching the flames thinking, I let it go.
Oh, rad. Okay, cool.
And I was like, that's awesome.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Let's see. Floaters versus sinkers. Sinkers.
Oh, right.
All right, so let's see. I was just going to pick one. Oh, sneak attack.
Sink or stink?
Sink.
Sinkers. Okay.
When they float versus sink. The float is...
Most of mine are sinkers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Floating is usually like you have some extra fat in your diet. Postpartum poo, rotten poo, ooh, hanging Chad.
Oh yeah, I don't have. Sometimes when I'm backpacking, I have hanging chads.
Log jam.
Yeah.
Gift poo. It's when you open the toilet and somebody left you a gift.
Yeah, Wesley left me a gift poo this morning. That's another thing I need to work on with him.
This is my favorite one.
Oh, it's not.
Can't see it. Oh. Okay, dads. Guess what dads stands for?
What?
Day after drinking stool.
Oh.
Okay. But I like this. They call it revenge of the poo. Let's see. The other ones I wanted to talk about. Oh, this is my other one. The streak.
Oh. Sometimes I get that.
Or the marker.
Yeah.
When you just wipe and it's like a highlighter.
Oh, I thought you meant on the toilet.
Yeah, that. But I meant on the paper.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. Enough about poo.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm glad you're checking it.
Poo talk.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of my job. Like, I have to look at pictures of poo.
Yeah, I've become a lot more aware ever since, you started, telling me about it.
So the other book I referenced was this one. How do you say that?
The Dao of Health, Sex, and Longevity.
This book. This is the one that I said was rated R, which it is. It's also rated amazing. It's rated A.
Yeah.
And rated R. This book is super great. So there's everything about health and sex and longevity. I'm all about longevity.
Right.
I'm all about living to be health lifespan.
Oh yeah.
Nobody wants to be 100 and be ancient, in a bad way. You want to be 100 and be amazing.
Aware.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's one of my life missions, is to help people sage instead of age.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing that.
Yeah, totally. Oh, totally we are.
Yeah, so where you can like actually come into your power and come into your wisdom and, you know, not lose, like when people are like, oh, that's just aging, you're just aging. It's like, no, no.
Yeah.
Like when I was 30 and two, and I'm like, why does my brain not work? And they're like, oh, you lose your memory, you're just aging. And I was like, I'm 32.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, no. And that's when I was like, I need to find a better way. I need to find a different way. I need to do these tests and find out why my brain's not working. And it wasn't working because of all the food sensitivities, the gut brain connection.
Yeah.
My brain was being destroyed because I wasn't absorbing nutrients from food, so they weren't shuttling to my brain.
I feel like a completely different person ever since I started exercising, taking supplements, paying attention to my food and what the gut head thing. It's something that I have to kind of remind my dad. He's got dementia. I have to remind my dad almost on a daily basis why he can't just have a big chocolate shake for lunch.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, no. Okay, one, you have to at least eat some food. And I know, and he's like, well, I'm not hungry. I'm like, I know you're not hungry because all this sugar is going to your gut and telling you all I want is more sugar or bad food, and he's like, oh, okay, all right. I'll eat some healthy food. But I mean, because he's got dementia, he kind of forgets it every day. But it is so important. Like, and I feel like it's almost like this secret that everybody should know. I mean, it's totally out there and scientific and all that. But it's like when I talk to people about it, they're like, "But I love Cheetos," you know. But I love having da da da. And I'm just like, that's not you talking. That's your gut controlling your brain, saying, "Yeah, I want more sugar. I want more of the bad stuff."
Gee, where did you hear that?
You.
I feel like I completely implanted in your brain.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it's true. Like I'm kind of like I'm spreading the good word.
Good.
But it's just like Christians in the second century. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear that. Oh, what? Like all this bad food, that I'm eating. They're like, fuck off. I'm gonna eat my dessert.
No, okay,
I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Don't tell me I can't eat pie.
Okay, that's super true on so many levels, and actually that's the hardest thing that I'm up against, right? Is
totally.
That we are addicted to food, to sugar, but it's like you said, it's not that. I mean, we are, but we're also, it's really our microbiome that's craving certain things. And so you have to like let go and not feel bad because you are craving something because you think that you shouldn't be, because I mean, we all know, eat healthier, sleep more, exercise, do this, do that. And like you said, like we choose to not do those things even though we know that, but really there's a deeper connection on the food level because a lot of it's emotional. And you don't, like we're trying to feed something that's not the food that we're feeding. We're feeding our dopamine, we're feeding our serotonin, we're feeding that feel good. Like we need to feel good.
Right.
And some of that, you guys, it's not your fault because some of it is that you really have, the more you eat those things, the more you have a microbiome that's craving those things and giving you that dopa hit or that serotonin hit. Like, so then you just crave it. And you're like, I don't understand. Why do I still want this? And so mindset is a big part of this. And if you eliminate certain things, then you automatically will change and replenish and replace with other things. You'll automatically start to crave those things. And then it's crazy how you're like, I'm not craving that. But sometimes it is more like you're feeding an emotional connection. And so we have to work on figuring out what all the different things that you crave. It's not just food. It's like, what's your brain wants?
I mean, just real quick, this was, I don't even know how long ago, 10, 15 years ago, I started drinking water more than anything else. And I'd say after 3 months of that, I now crave water. Like water is like delicious. Like I can drink tap water, and everyone's like, oh, tap water, gross. It tastes like chlorine. Okay. I can drink tap water. I mean, obviously mineral water and Evian and all that, they're all totally delicious. But then I know, friends of mine who just say, oh God, it's a chore just getting down, 24 ounces a day. And I tell them, okay, that's your gut. If you just, I would say, if you do a water challenge, if you eliminate all drinks, and I don't know if anybody would really want to do this, but this is pretty much me, by the way, people. Okay. If you just drink nothing but water for 90 days, okay, nothing but water, you will start to crave water. Water will be delicious. You will not have this weird thing about, oh, I don't like drinking water and da 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 da. It's your body will adapt and will change, but nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to take the time to change their gut, change everything, and get healthy. But I'm at the point where I drink water 90% of the time. Like I don't drink anything else.
Did you used to drink a lot of soda?
I mean, back, I would say.
Like who drinks soda? Do people still drink soda?
I mean, no, not people my age. Most people I know that used to drink soda now switch to iced tea. Because they're like, oh, antioxidants.
Do you guys drink soda? I need to know.
What?
I need to know who drinks soda. Like I felt like soda.
I think that's a younger person's thing,
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the last time I saw somebody walking around like
a Diet Pepsi or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's because we're in Colorado.
It could be. and also I think the only, people drink soda as part of like a mixed drink, like a rum and Coke or something. But anyway, all I'm saying is that I can tell you from personal experience with water.
And I can tell you because that's my job.
Yeah, and she can tell you that. I mean, and with foods, and it's the same thing. If I get off the wagon, so to speak, and if I have myself an Oreo Blizzard, I crave sugar all weekend. But once I get past 3 or 4 days without sugar, then I'm like, oh yeah, vegetables, yum. I want to, and it's the same thing with food. Like I crave, right now I'm training for the fight, so I'm trying to improve my diet. And I know that all it's going to take is about 3 or 4 days of healthy eating, salad and salmon and all that good stuff. And I will start craving those things, as opposed to the last 3 months where, I was eating a Del Taco 5 days a week and, having
3
shakes.
months ago, you were eating at Del Taco 5 days a week?
Well, the problem is ever since my dad moved out here, okay, I brought my dad out here from California in March. I take him to lunch every day. And part of the problem with the COVID is that you couldn't for a long time, you couldn't go anywhere to any place with healthy food. It was all fast food, anything with a drive-through, right? So we go to Del Taco, McDonald's, order Domino's, and it was just like
about to have a heart attack right now.
and and I would try to pick like the healthy option, at the restaurant, or like, I don't think they do it anymore, but like McDonald's used to have salads. Wendy's I think is still doing salads at some locations, but
you guys, those are not real salads, just so you know.
Okay, but it's better. It's better than a Baconator. So for me, it's been a real challenge because, when I take my dad to lunch, now it's getting a little better because of COVID, and we can kind of go to healthier places. Sometimes we'll go to Mod Market, which is pretty good. I don't know if they have those in California or not, but Mod Market it's a lot of health. Pluto's, okay. But anyway, but I know that in order to train for my fight, I have to cut weight. I've got to cut easily 10 pounds. I'm like 185. I need to get to 175 so that the week, I get in the sauna and I cut to 170. But I know that I need to eat healthy 7 days a week so that I don't crave, the bad stuff. So anyway.
That's super true.
Personal experience here.
Yeah, and just a side note on that, just to everybody, you're healthy is individualized. So there is no broad eating healthy. There's no diet for everyone. There's no best diet. Right. So really it's about that, kind of what I was saying, it's like testing and finding out what macronutrients, is what levels and ratios are best for you individually, and what nutrients are you missing, and how much of those nutrients that you are getting, that you're actually absorbing, and where are they going? You know, I mean, like, are they getting to your brain? Like I was saying, like mine weren't, because I wasn't absorbing anything. So I had to, you know, you have to do a gut protocol and heal and seal, and then make sure that you're eating what's right for your brain, what's right for your energy, what's right for your body. And, you know, I was actually talking to a vegetarian last night, and I think, you know, this is a thing that happens is a lot of people get on their level, like what I eat is like this works for me, so it's going to work for you.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, and I was trying to really express respectfully that no.
I'm guilty of that for sure.
I mean, it's not, it's ultimately what's right for you, and what's right for you can actually change. Yeah. You know, you need different things at different times and different levels. It's not just food, it's different levels of exercise at different times as well. So all the 5 pillars of health, you know, your nutrition, your exercise, your stress reduction, your sleep, and what you supplement with, all of those can change. So you have to constantly be in this, like, where am I now? What do I need now? Mm-hmm. And also knowing that nothing's right for everyone. Yeah. So when you're like, oh, I heard keto's a thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's great for a lot of people, but let's make sure it's great for you, because it can actually be dangerous for some people with certain gene mutations. And that's the other thing. I mean, there's so much to this, you guys. Like, this is not something, this is why you have to hire somebody. It's like, you know, this is not something like that you can just do. I mean, I spend all day, every day up in science and like really figuring out those individual connections, because there's a genetic component, there's then there's the epigenetics, there's like what you're predispositioned to, there's what your hormone levels are, there's your microbiome. I mean, and then you have, you know, the internet telling you eat this, eat that, do this, do that, and then you have your friends telling you do this, do that. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. You know, and it's none of that matters. What matters is what your body is telling you and what you need. And so it's really important to just like not listen and to everyone, and just find out, or hire somebody to help you find out what's going on in your body. Yeah, I agree. Like what your body's communicating to you. Like, oh, you have a headache. Guess what? That's your body telling you something. Yeah. Oh, you have a joint pain. Guess what? Oh, you have you seen that canceled? It's like a video where the guy's going through the grocery store and he's like picking up this, and he's like basically like PCing everything, and he's like canceled. He's like, Uncle Ben, he looks like a racist, canceled. He's like, no, Little Debbie. He's like canceled. Anyway, it's really funny. Okay, so what I want you to do with this book, so we can move on, is actually before I have you do, I was going to just have to pick a page, but I had this bookmarked, and I haven't opened this book in kind of a while, but so, and I had it on the 5 element, which is like about your book. So the 5 elemental activities in Chinese herbal therapy. Oh. So it's got, you know, earth, wood, fire, water, and metal. Metal, interesting. So metal's pungent, which is related to your lungs. So example would be like pungent would be like ginger. It helps to reduce sweat, balance chi, scatter blockage. Interesting. So earth is sweet, like stomach, spleen, distribute nutrition. Wood is sour, liver, gallbladder, astringent. Huh. Bitter is fire, salty is water. Wow. So algae and seaweed, I was eating a lot of that this week. It's water, salty. Kidneys, well. So that's interesting, just because it kind of, okay. Laxative, diuretic. I wonder if that's why my poo is a little softer this week, all that seaweed. You're supposed to pick a page. Oh. Just like randomly. Okay. Don't look for the sex stuff. Oh, sorry, too late. Okay. Yeah. It's interesting because they both have buns. Right? Man bun. Totally, samurai bun. The gentle rhythm of the boat bobbing on the water enhances the couple's pleasure. Okay, but this is called monkey leaping. Monkey leaping, a variation of one of the 9 ways. Ooh, the 9 ways. The woman lies on her back. Oh, sorry. Let me pick a page. I know, but I just wanted to see the thrust of the matter. Oh, good one. Oh my gosh. They tell you all of the, wait, hold on. The literal translation of the technical meaning. Mound of Venus. I've heard that before. Okay, so penis is jade stem, Jade implement.
Yang peak.
Yang weapon.
Cool.
Turtle head.
Turtle head. I've never heard turtle head being.
Oh, and then the vagina is the jade gate.
Oh, I like it.
The jade stem.
The jade stem
the
goes
jade
into
door.
the jade gate. Cool.
I actually like that. It's kind of like Ghostbusters. Like the key and
right.
The gatekeeper.
Uh-huh.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to take the book out of
No, that's okay. I was just going to read to you like that sexual position. This is a good one too. Mule in the springtime. One of the classic 30 styles recommended by Taoist masters.
So there's the 9 ways.
I have definitely done mule in the springtime.
I can't really see.
Oh, that's a good
one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
She's on a table.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, in my back.
Mule in the springtime.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You need to like recreate the actual picture. Grow your hair out.
Oh yeah, okay.
The samurai bun.
A wig. Maybe a wig. A wig would be good for me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the next book.
I've done that one.
All right.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The next book, which I actually do want to do, this one's kind of running over, so maybe on another one of these, we can actually do this on you. So this is called the Emotion Code.
Crazy.
What's happening? So this one's really cool. It's about trapped emotions that are stored, like trapped emotions that are stored into your physical body. So let's say like, okay, so I have this like knot that's like right here. It's always here. No matter what I do, no matter how much I work it out, it always comes back. So I think that is actually an emotional trauma stored into a physical spot. And so that's kind of what this book is all about, is releasing, like understanding and releasing those. So there's different like ways that you can do these tests. You've heard that thing where you like have your arm up, and if you tell the truth, it's kind of like a lie detector test, and you tell the truth, then your arm stays firm. If you lie, then it like goes down.
Oh, no,
so there's
cool.
there's like tests like that, but then basically you ask these questions to like get into the this is a little like what? Like you get into the subconscious to unlock these questions where you don't realize that you're, like you can go deeper because I'm pressing on your body, and your body is not your brain.
Oh, interesting.
So your body is responding, and then you can find these, and you can find what potentially the trauma is, and then you can ask questions to release it. And he's got like all these charts. Let's see if I can find this one. It's really cool. Oh, here it is. So all these charts that talk about like where it's stored and what to do about it. It's really, really fascinating.
Okay.
So I thought like it might be kind of fun to do like some of these tests on you and record it.
Totally. That would be cool.
So
that's like kind of an old book. When was that written? All those pictures look like they're from the 70s.
Well, this is the revised version.
Vintage. When was the original?
No, this is the 2019 version.
Well, those pictures.
Yeah, I know. It's like.
Hold on. I think it says it right here, down here somewhere. No, it doesn't. Okay.
Well, anyways, so it's pretty cool, and I really do think that, like I was saying before, there's so much going on that we can't explain, and that's one of the things. It's like it makes sense that if you have an emotional trauma, or especially if like you're a kid and you don't know what to do with that information, and so you don't know how to process it, so it makes sense that it can get like energetically lodged into your physical body, and that's kind of becomes a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested in this.
Let's do that next time.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, so today we talked about
poo.
We talked about swordsmanship.
Ways to live.
We talked about the Dao.
The Tao, the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, wind, ether.
And we talked about that we're going to do this emotion code and release some past traumas on live.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's good.
Live.
I'm sure I've got traumas in my childhood.
Okay, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.